Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for 2025 PGA Junior League 13U season. For those that don't know me, my name is John Dipollina. I'm the Director of Golf here at Lyman Orchards, going to my 8th year. I said it was my 7th the other day. I'm losing track of how many years. It's kind of like losing track of how old your kids are. But 8 years here at Lyman Orchards, we've resurrected this program from nothing into something, and it is the envy of everyone in Connecticut. I have an absolute fantastic team of coaches that are going to be working with your sons and daughters this year. I'll talk all about that. And just to remind everyone, if you have something that you want to ask, feel free to just unmute and ask the question. If you have something you'd rather just put through chat, I'll address all those questions that are in the chat at the very end. And if you don't want to address it over this forum, you can always email me, jdipollina@lymangolf.com. I did put that in the chat bar. All right, Lyman Orchards Golf Club. We have the fifth largest program in the country as of in 2024. 300, I believe, 52 kids were in the program. It's something that we're very proud of, that number. And it's all because of you, the parents, coming back year after year, joining our fall programming, joining our winter programming. Really just want to thank all of you up front for participating in our program. Tell you a little bit about the history of our program here. We restarted the program in 2018, which coincidentally was my first year here. The program had 0 people in it in 2018, and last year 352, which happens to be the fifth largest program in the country. We've won this award called the Game Changer Award. It's basically the largest program in your section of the PG of the way the PGA divides up the country, and hasn't really been close. 352 is more than double what the next program had in 2024. We've had this large ability to grow with 13U into 17U. For many of you, you have kids that are 12, 13 years old, and after they turn 13, a lot of the kids in the past would just quit playing PGA Junior League. We have a wonderful 17U program. I'm not going to talk much about it on this call, but it's a way for these kids to continue to play all summer long with a, mildly competitive format, that the same format that your kids play here at 13U. One thing that we're exceptionally proud of, and what was one of my goals, was to make this a 12-month program. So this is the highlight. The spring season is the highlight of the year. We go out there and we're out there in April, May, and June, and we're playing golf during basically what I think is the best part of the season to play before it gets too hot. And I asked myself, how can we make this 12 months? One of the parents said, you should start a fall program. So I did. I started a September, October program. So we bookended that with the spring with the fall program. We have our All-Star program, which is July and August, and I will speak to the All-Star program a little bit later in this presentation. And then once we had the ability to purchase and put together some simulators here at Lyman Orchards, we put together a winter program, both the Winter 1 and Winter 2 programs. They are different. They are very different than being outside, but it keeps the kids swinging all winter long. It keeps them involved playing golf. Some of our best players are the ones playing in the winter because they don't put those clubs down for 5 months. This is something that you and I didn't have the ability to do when we were younger because the technology wasn't there, but the technology is there now, and these kids are playing all winter long. And then one little thing there, our All-Star program has reached the regional final the past 2 seasons. Hopefully we can reach the national final this year. That would be quite a step for the program. But regionals is one of my big goals, to give those All-Stars the opportunity to continue to play. Just going to make sure everybody pushes on their screen. A couple people, I think I hear some background noise. If you don't mind, just making sure you're on mute. Thank you. I'm going to introduce you to our coaching staff. There are 7 coaches running the teams this year. Myself, John Dipollina, who will be overseeing 13U and assisting in 17U. Coach Alex Cavallari, who is on the call. He will be assisting me with 13U and overseeing the 17U program. Alex also oversees the 17U All-Star program the past 2 seasons. He's done an absolutely outstanding job, and that program also got to the regional final. Lost 5.5 to 3.5 to the eventual national champion. So there's there's a lot to play for this year at the 17U level. And I know Alex is hungry to put together a great program, both for the regular season and All-Stars. Coach Brian Mooney, who's pictured bottom right in that Brady Bunch looking picture, he returns for his second season with us. He'll be coaching 13U and 17U. Coach Jason Goblick, upper left in that Brady Bunch picture, he's coaching 13U. Our newest addition is Derek Snetro. He's a PGA associate. He was coaching last year at Racebrook Country Club in, I think it's technically in Orange. He'll join us for both our 13U and 17U program and double dipping with 13U because he will be coaching two separate teams, 13U. Coach Andrea Frappier, who is middle right, she is the head coach of Trinity Golf, Trinity Women's Golf Team. She's joining us for She's been with me every step of the way. She was with me in 2018 when we started this program up. She'll be joining us for the 13U program. And Coach Sarah Proper, middle left, joining us for her second season. Outstanding coach. She's in charge of our ladies golf program here at Lyman Orchards, and she's done an outstanding job with 13U and 17U in the past. So you might have gotten in my emails this push to download the MyPGA app. If you haven't done so, I highly encourage you to do it either right now or do it right after this call. This is how the coaches, the seven of them, will communicate with you. They're not going to probably take your calls. I mean, you can call the pro shop, but the odds of finding them are slim to none because they're always on the lesson tee. They do take emails, obviously, and each of them has their own email address. But the best way to reach them will be through the messaging portion of the app. You can contact them at your leisure, find out, hey, what color are we supposed to wear for our jerseys, or what time does the match start? Things like that. That'll be the best way to communicate with them. In the app, you'll see the schedule is in the app, and I mean everything. All the practices and all the matches, they're already there with notes attached to the matches to tell you which color jersey the kids are going to wear, what time approximately to come. We'll talk a little bit more about being exact when the kids come at the bottom of this. The roster, you'll be able to see who's on your team. Maybe you have some friends from last year on the team, maybe some kids that you don't know, most likely you don't know, but all the names are on the list there. Once we get going with matches, the standings will be posted there. And there will be an opportunity for the parents to post some photos and videos along the way. A lot of fun stuff happens out there. Great pictures, low sun angles. A lot of great pictures come through the parents, and that'll be an option you have on the app as well. And push notifications. So please don't opt out of push notifications. Very rarely does a push notification happen, and if it happens, it's because I'm asking you to RSVP to the match. I don't really care if you RSVP to the practices. It's great if you do, but that's not imperative. It's really, really important that we RSVP for the matches. I can't remember if I put a bullet point on the next slide, but the reason why we're asking you to RSVP for the matches is if you do that in advance, the coaches can give you an exact time to bring your sons and daughters. Rather than say, hey, come between 3 and 4:30. We can say, come at 3:20. That's your tee time. I have a lot of respect for all the parents and the time you're spending and with your family on the weekends. I have two boys. My wife wants to do other things. She doesn't always want to be at the golf course. So this gives all the parents an opportunity to save a half hour, 45 minutes, and do something else instead of just wait around and watch the rest of the team tee off. So making sure you RSVP to that with a yes or a no if you're coming to the match is very important. I will go over this again. When you create that account on the MyPGA app, it's really important that you create it using the same email address that you signed your boys and girls up for originally. The reason for that is it just recognizes the email address and automatically populates the schedule in. If you don't do that, I have to figure out I don't even know how to do it. I just actually usually just tell you start a new account with the email address you used originally. And the RSVP function, I talked a little bit about that already and how important that is just for timeliness. If everybody RSVPs by Saturday morning for the Sunday matches, the coaching staff can get together and put together those matches Saturday afternoon and get them out to you so you can have more exact time. A few of you have written to me about this. You signed, the mother signed up the kids, but the father wants the access to the app. There's an add a guardian feature. You could find that by searching on PGA Junior League's website, but I also I have the link ready to go. So if you need to add a guardian, simply email me and I will email you the link so you can figure out how to do that. I am not allowed to add a guardian. Only the account holder can add a guardian. Here's the teams broken up, alphabetical order, all 8 teams. Now, a lot of you were able to submit to me which days your kids would prefer to play on. I appreciate that. That gave me an opportunity to, you know, allow more kids into the league because I know that maybe little Johnny has baseball on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you wrote to me and said he can play Mondays and Wednesdays. I was able to do this. I was able to put these teams together. You'll notice that 6 of the 8 teams have girls on them. 2 of them don't. We try to put a lot of the girls together so they feel like they have a little group going on each team. But those are the teams, and I'm sure you'll be able to see your kid's name on them all by first name alphabetical order. Something I'll ask everyone on the call. We have a couple parents a little bit signed up a little bit later. They can only play on Monday. They can only have their practice day on Mondays. If you have the ability to move from Monday to Wednesday specifically, it would be most appreciated. I know that you've already made your schedules out for your family already, but if you have that flexibility to move from a practice day on Monday to Wednesday, you'll be making one father very, very happy. So I just want to put that out there right out of the gate. But these are the teams in alphabetical order. I'm going to go to the next slide in a minute, but I will include this slide when I email everyone later today. All right, practices. What are your children in store for? They're 90 minutes long. Most of them start approximately 6 p.m. A couple of them will start at 5, 4:30, even 6:30. Coaches have a lot of responsibility here other than PGA Junior League. Like I had mentioned earlier, Sarah is the lead of our Golf for Women programming. That's actually her priority. Coach Alex has a very intense advanced junior program with kids of high school age and older. So there's a couple times we moved it around, but for the most part, your practices will be at 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And the season begins the week of April 14th. Mondays are Team Andra and my team practice. Tuesdays are Team Snetro, who happens to be Coach Derek. I mentioned earlier he's double dipping. So the Team Snetro practices Tuesday along with Coach Brian. Wednesdays is Coach Jason and Coach Derek. And Thursdays is Team Alex and Team Sarah. Something that I didn't really mention and do a good job of promoting was we want your kids to play here when they're not here at practice. We want them to get better. So if you are on my team on Mondays, but it's a nice Thursday and you want to bring your kid to the golf course to practice, we want you to do that. You get 50 range balls per day, complimentary, any day, as long as the range is open. You can get 50 range balls as soon as the season starts. And at the conclusion, it'll end at the conclusion of the season. So like I said, you don't have to wait for practice. If your kid wants to hit some balls, use our putting and chipping greens here at the Apple 9 specifically. Please know that it's 50 per day. You'll come into the pro shop. They'll have a list. They'll say, "Hi, my name is Nicholas Dipollina, and I want to hit range balls." They'll see them on the list, and you'll be able to hit 50 range balls. The kids will be able to hit 50 range balls. All right, matches. There are 6 matches. They're all on Sunday afternoons. They start up on April 27th and they last through June 8th. Moms and dads, just so you know, we do not have matches on Mother's Day or Father's Day. I'm not going to fight that Mother's Day brunch crowd any longer. We're not going to have it on Mother's Day, and Father's Day is the most chaotic day in the golf business. So we'll just stay away from both those days. And if we have a rain date, it'll be June 22nd. June 15th is Father's Day. That's why we'll skip that. But if we do have a rain date, it'll be June 22nd. Tee times are as early as 1 p.m. They are every 10 minutes. And like I had mentioned earlier, how important the RSVPing is. We want to send exact times out to you. So if you can RSVP, sooner the better. I've tried to RSVP for my own kids already, just to remind myself. RSVP, let us know if you're coming. If you're not coming, that's okay. We understand. We understand if you might miss a match or two. We might understand you're going to miss a couple practices for other obligations, other family obligations. That's fine. Just let us know so that we can properly make those pairings for that Sunday afternoon. Something I changed this year, everybody gets a donut. So I ordered plenty of donuts this year. So in case you don't know, after the kids come off the ninth green, they have to walk by the snack bar, and the snack bar rarely is open around here. So what I just decided to do is bring on donuts. They're made here on property at the Apple Barrel, so I'm going to order about 15 dozen. That should take care of everybody, I think, if everybody can have one. Uh, and then after the final match, we have a big pizza party. So all the teams will have a party with, they'll come in with their team, and we'll have the immediate families join us for pizza under the patio. It's a great afternoon, a great way to conclude the regular season. Um, when we're playing golf out there, it's not just playing my own golf ball and counting my score. Uh, we actually play a format called a scramble. What's a scramble? Well, a scramble is both players will hit their tee shot, and you're going to pick the best one from there. So let's just say I hit mine in the woods, but Coach Alex hits his 10 feet from the pin. Well, we're going to go to the one that's 10 feet from the pin. And then when we're putting for birdie, let's say Coach Alex knocks it to 2 feet away, but I make it. Well, we just made a birdie. We're going to take mine because it went in the hole. So it's a team format. It takes the edge off the kids, especially the beginners to intermediates who, if they're having a bad day, their teammate can pick them up and make them feel a little bit better about themselves. It's a less punishing version of playing the game. It's a great way to introduce competition to the game. Max is a double par. So on the first hole, there will be, as soon as you get to six, you just pick up in case it's going really sour. And on our par fours, the second and the ninth hole, they will be eight. One thing I like to tell parents ahead of time is I know that a lot of the kids have joined with friends, and I'm glad that we are able to put all those friends on the same practice team. The coaches are going to break the kids up based on ability level. Uh, we'll consider two types of players, an A player and a B player, and that doesn't mean that the A players are all 13 years old and all the B players are 7 years old. It just means how good is this player from the tee box? We don't mind putting A players with A players or A players with B players. We're trying to not put B players with B players. My son is 7. He's the youngest kid in our team. This is his first year playing golf. He'll never get put with another 7-year-old who doesn't know what they're doing because it's going to slow down pace of play and it'll be very frustrating for the kids. So he'll be partnering with an A player every single time. For those of you that have older boys and girls, 12, 13 years old, this is a great opportunity for them to be leaders. So when they see my son out there who's 7 and Jerry Reen is 13, he can be a leader for Matthew. He can go out there and show Matthew, hey, we're going to aim here. We're going to line our golf ball here. Hey, we don't want to stand there because it's not safe. I challenge those older boys and girls that way, and it's worked out wonderfully in the past 3 seasons since we started it just like this. Boys and girls will play if they're 11 and under, from the green tees, which is one of our more forward sets of tees. Girls and boys that are 12 and 13, we'll let them challenge themselves and step back to the yellow tees. We would like that so that the younger kids feel like they have a little advantage off the tee. I think that's really important. And then our returning all-stars, I'm allowing the returning all-stars to play from the orange tees. If your kids want to play from a shorter tee, let's just say your child is 12 and is a beginner, and you're like, you know what, they'd rather play from the green tees. That's fine. We want them to feel comfortable. These are just encouraged tees. But playing from a deeper tee, if your kid is 9 and wants to play the orange tees, your head coach is going to have to sign off on that. Game day advice, please wear the color jersey. It's stated in the app. I put it in the description there so you'll know exactly whether to wear the navy blue or the minty green jersey. Players can utilize the practice area free of charge 30 minutes prior to the tee time. The reason we don't really want the kids to come sooner than that is because we have 96 kids in the league. So if 96 kids go to the range at the same time, it's going to be intense. So we do want to spread it out a little bit. So that's why I'm putting that parameter of 30 minutes prior. It should be plenty of time to hit a small basket to warm up. They can get that small basket by coming to the pro shop and getting a range ticket. We won't just put golf balls on the range this year for the kids. They're going to have to come and get a ticket. And like I mentioned earlier, how important it is that everyone RSVPs. I know I said this 3 times already. Clearly, you're probably sick of hearing it, but it is really important just so we can get the timing out as soon as possible. All right, this is directly towards parents. Game day advice. Parents, you can walk or rent a cart and drive along the perimeter during matches. I put practice. I'd rather you not go out there during practice, honestly, because sometimes we're going to go out there for 1 or 2 holes, and if you rent a cart for $11 for 1 or 2 holes, you're going to want your money back. So I would definitely say during matches, I should have scratched the word practice out of there. We only have 16 carts. We don't have a large fleet here. It's a par 29 golf course. So, and it's $11 to rent a cart. They're brand new carts this year, the fire engine red carts, really nice. So I put that out there to say we really want the parents to walk the golf course. Now, if, we want to save the carts for people that are, a little impaired. Maybe you have grandparents who just can't walk the 9 holes. Obviously, if you do want to rent a cart, it's there, but I try to encourage everybody to walk this golf course. It's a very flat golf course. Parental advice. This is extremely important. You'll hear me say this on multiple occasions out there. Parents and spectators can't give advice. We don't want you talking to the kids while they're playing their match. I want you to think of going to the US Open and seeing Rory McIlroy out there. Would you give him advice? Would you be like, "Hey, hit the 6 iron, Rory"? No, you wouldn't say that. We don't want you saying that to your kids. We want them to make their own decisions. We want them to succeed on their own. We want them to fail on their own. That's how they're going to learn. We want them to rely on their partner. So make sure you don't give that advice. It's really important because what it does is it just slows down the pace of play. It frustrates the kids. Now, if the kids hit a shot, and after they hit their shot, we want you to cheer for them. We want you to clap for them. We want you to be happy for them, or some words of encouragement in that regard. But please, no coaching. We don't allow you to go on the tee boxes, and we don't allow you to go on the fairways or the greens. So we want you on the perimeter, just like you would if you were to go watch a professional golf tournament. What I do have out there for most of the groups, I can't say for all of them, will be group guides. These are kids that are in high school or college that have played PGA Junior League. Maybe they're on their high school teams, maybe they're on college teams, and they walk the golf course with the kids so that the kids have someone to rely on that's kind of non-biased and just helping them along. We have these guides out there for safety and pace of play reasons specifically. But the kids can ask the coaches that are out there, the guides that are out there, any advice. And we usually try to put those with the groups that need them the most. Junior leaguers must walk or either carry or use a push cart with their own clubs. No caddies are allowed. So, mom and dad, I know you've carried clubs at US Kids events or maybe even the PGA Junior Tour that we run for the Connecticut section. Not here. The kids got to do it on their own. So, if they have to carry their bag, make sure they're not bringing 27 golf balls. Make it light for them. If they would like to use a push cart, they're for rent. I also sell push carts here that are junior sized, so they're ideal for the junior golfer. But kids are not going to put their clubs on the back of mom and dad's golf cart. Dad's not going to carry the clubs. It slows the pace of play down. Back and forth from the cart slows it down. So they will carry their own. And then I had mentioned push carts are for sale. We have one in stock right now, and then I have 4 or 5 coming in. Conduct with the juniors. The kids are representing themselves, their families, and this club. Poor sportsmanship is not tolerated. I have to say this loud at All Stars because the kids are they're a little more intense at the All Star level. But I'm going to sit you down. You are letting the team down by losing control of yourself. We're definitely not going to be doing that. We're not going to be bullying our teammates or bullying the other team. Certainly not throwing clubs. It's not safe out there to do that. I leave it up to each coach to make a decision on how they're going to handle each situation. They know the players better than I would, so to speak. They'll be working with them on a weekly basis, so I'll let each coach handle that. And it has resulted in loss of hole and disqualification of a match. We had it happen a couple of years ago where we had to sit a kid down for throwing golf clubs. It's just not safe, and I just will sit you down because we can't have anyone getting hurt in this recreational game. I ask adults, less is more. Excessive involvement with the juniors will be addressed by the coaches and myself. I'll give you two quick examples. One is personally for me. A couple years ago, my son joined the PGA Junior League at Chippeney, and I wasn't a coach. I'm just a parent on the sideline. It killed me not to say anything when he picks driver, when he needs to hit an iron. It was excruciatingly painful, no, as a coach. So I know what it feels like to be a parent and not be able to help my kid out. Let them, as hard as it is, let them struggle. Let them make their own decisions out there, and they will be better for it. Another thing is I had to ask a parent to leave the property once. Him and his son were arguing like on the chipping green, and it was full yelling at each other. So I just asked them to leave, and they're no longer part of the program because we just can't have that. It's just about a recreational game of golf. This is not the U.S. Open. There is no money to be won. All right, something fun that's new this year is the jerseys. The jerseys were just traditional blue and orange. They have changed the jersey colors. They've gone to this navy blue with a little orange and blue stripe and then a minty green. They will look exactly like that. They should be coming in very shortly. I ordered them 10 days ago. So they said they're going to come in 3 weeks. So hopefully they'll be ready to go for practice number one. Let's cross our fingers for that. They'll definitely be in by the first match. Uh, each kid is also going to get either a hat/visor, the bag tag, a little drawstring backpack, carry everything in. Really a nice. The jerseys are unbelievably nice. Your kids are going to want to wear them everywhere they go. They're really cool. Golf clubs. Each junior will need to have their own set of golf clubs. You cannot share golf clubs out there on the golf course. We do have new and used sets here. I just sold a used set 2 days ago to a family. Uh, if you don't want to spend the money to buy new, be happy to fit you into a used set as long as I have them here. I have like 20 sets in the back. It'll be first come, first serve. And the price is based on how many clubs are in the set and the brand. So it's going to be usually between $100 to $150 for the used set. The new sets are like at least $250. They can go up to $400 for the US Kids beginner set. And obviously they can go much higher than that. I don't know why I put that thing about pizza in there, but we're going to have a party after the last day. All right, All Stars. Like I said, our program is pretty intense. We made the regionals the past 4 years. It's not easy to make regionals, but we've had some talented players. Last year we got to the regional final. That picture there is us at Bethpage Black. The tournament was on Bethpage Yellow, but that's our team from 2024 enjoying themselves in front of that sign there where the Ryder Cup will be held this year. We will pick 16 juniors. We will not pick team one and team two at that point. We're just going to pick 16 juniors, and it's all picked by the coaching staff. There's no qualifier to get into our all-star team. The coaches sit around the table and we hash out who the top 16 are, and we do pick a couple alternates just in case those top 16 can't come. There's an additional coaching fee because there'll be additional practices and an additional match or two prior to the sectional championship, which we will be playing in. And those practices will begin on July 4th. Now, we realize everyone makes plans in the summer. A lot of you will go on a vacation in the summer. We want you to go on that vacation. If the kid misses a practice or two, it's fine. We understand. We're also going to have practices when there are local tournaments going on. If your son or daughter misses practice or two for that too, we understand. At least they're playing golf. But the dates below are the most important dates. And those are the dates. If you're not going to be around for those dates, we might ask you to bow out from All Stars. Specifically the sectional date. The play date at Goodwin Park is very important. It's August 8th at 1 p.m. We used to host it here on the Jones course, but I've decided that we're going to host it somewhere different this year. So we're going to host it on Friday, August 8th at 1 at Goodie Park. The sectionals Lyman does host. It's on the back nine of the Jones course here on property. We've done that for, I think 7 years now since they've been running this thing. That'll be on Monday the 11th and Tuesday the 12th. This is really important. These are probably the most important dates on that. The regional championship used to be on um, Labor Day weekend. It has moved. It is now September 12th, 13th, and 14th. But luckily this year it is local. It's at Keeney Park in Hartford. Last year we had to get hotels and accommodations and drive all the way to Bethpage. It took Coach Alex and I about 4.5 hours through traffic. Um, but this year it'll be more local. It'll be at Keeney Park. We can all sleep in our own beds and make it a lot more affordable experience. And then the national championship. It's held in outside of Dallas in a city called Frisco, Texas. It's the PGA headquarters. Uh, the course is called Fields Ranch West, and it's been the host for the PGA National Championship for the past 2 years. They haven't set a date yet, which surprises me. But as soon as the date gets posted, I'll post it. How do we sign up? I put this in here because there's going to be some people watching this that haven't signed their kids up. They've been forwarded the link. You can sign your kids up by going to our website, lymangolf.com, and then going to junior leagues. From there, you'll be able to sign up for 13U or 17U if you wanted to sign up for the older league as well. There's links directly on there. And this is the time where I will ask anyone. Actually, Coach Alex, do you have anything that you wanted to add to the presentation here today?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Cavalier. My fourth season here teaching at Lyman Orchards and coaching junior league. Looks like we had a pretty good turnout, almost 50, excuse me, people on the meeting. I just wanted to go over one thing that you talked about earlier with like the conduct. I think something that we, I realized a little bit later, I think everyone comes to realize with junior league is the golf is great. It's a great aspect of it, but to me, it's such like a small aspect compared to the skills that the kids are able to learn. And I always think of obviously teamwork, leadership, and communication is a huge one. So just obviously, like John was talking about in practice and matches, being able to give the kids the chance to do that, and whether they are very successful or they, maybe they choose the wrong club or they pick the wrong golf ball with their partner, letting them learn from their mistakes there because the life skills that come out in junior league, whether we're directly teaching them or not, there's a lot of great stuff that happens outside of the golf as well.
I appreciate you sharing that, Alex. Alex has changed the way we teach the game here at Lyman Orchards. Absolutely outstanding, and the way the kids gravitate towards Alex, so you'll see it if you haven't seen it already. Your kids are going to want to take private lessons from him because he's just so outstanding, and the leadership he's had at the 17U level is something I'm envious of. It great job, and I appreciate you sharing those words. I'm going to answer some of the questions, the two questions right now that are on the chat, and then I'll open it up to anyone who wants to just go out there and ask a question. There's a question: are there any specific shoes or shorts that the kids need for matches? Sh for shorts, no, there's no specific shorts. Very laid back. If you want to put him in a little Bermuda short or her with a little skirt, that's fine. If you have gym shorts and that's what you got, that's fine too. When it comes to shoes, I would definitely say please don't allow them to wear Crocs. Please don't allow them to wear flip-flops. Sneakers are fine. Golf shoes are better. We do have golf shoes here at Lyman Orchards. You feel free to purchase these nice Nike golf shoes that we have here in every size. Is it mandatory? No. Is it good to have golf shoes? Yes. Given the need to give kids space to grow, would you prefer parents walk the golf course with them on match days, or is it better just not to walk it? I love when the parents go out there and walk it. I love it. I love watching my son hit the golf ball, bottom line. So I would never take that away from you. The only thing I would say is just stay on the perimeter, stay left or right of him, depending on the hole. Some parents get so nervous that they, they want to go way up ahead. So they go to the green and watch the golf ball come in. It's fine. No problem there either. Just We want you to stay off of the actual golf course and not really interact with the players. Obviously, if the player comes over to you and says, "Hey, mom and dad, I'm out of water. Can you give me some water?" Or, "Hey, I have to use the bathroom. Can somebody bring me in?" Yeah, there's going to be times where we allow for some stuff, but we just don't want you to be overcoaching the kids and just allow them to basically grow and let them make their own decisions. Is there a suggested amount of clubs for the kids to have in their bag? Part of me wants to tell you less is more. And I believe the more talented players might carry, up to 14 clubs, but I think seven is sufficient. I think every kid needs a little driver. I think every kid could really utilize either a little fairway wood or a hybrid. You're going to need a couple irons, like an 8 iron and a pitching wedge, and you need a putter. So really, I think I just named six. So you really have a six minimum. Um, Coaches will be happy to work with your kids to let them know, listen, I just had a woman in our ladies league. I just had a lesson with her, and she brought in a bag with 23 golf clubs today. And I'm not lying to you. And she goes, "John, can you do me a favor? Can you get rid of some of these? I don't need to carry all these." I'm like, "I know. Well, first of all, you're 9 clubs heavy. It's totally illegal." So we got rid of them. We're down to 9. I just zip tied them all together and I told them to put her in her car. And as she gets better, maybe she'll be able to utilize a couple more. But she didn't need 2 hybrids. She needs one. She didn't need 2 fairway woods. She needed one. So less is more. And the coaches will be able to help you out there for sure. Does anybody have any questions from the floor? Feel free to speak up. Be happy to answer them. If you want to email me, feel free to email me. Another a text just came through. Is there a chance to play other clubs? Uh, we have an internal league, so we don't do any traveling. The lure of traveling is more for the parents and less for the kids. I think you'll see it right away that the one-stop shopping here at Lyman Orchards is better than getting in the car, going to another club, waiting there. Maybe they're not as organized as us because we are organized, and then driving back. I know there's a lure. Our first year we played TPC over Highlands. Pretty cool. Kids got to go play the Travelers Championship course. It stunk. It stunk because the kids are not built for that golf course. Not to mention the long walks from green to tee. So you have 150 to 200, maybe 300-yard walk from the green to your next tee box. Kids get bored. They get tired. It's 90 degrees out. They're not going to want to walk that. So we were able to grow this league so big that we don't really have any travel. In the fall, a couple coaches have reached out to me from other courses who don't have as big a league and asked us to hit the road and ask us if we'd like to play a home and home. We did that in the fall. We went to Chippenny, and Chippenny came here. We might do it in the fall again, but I don't anticipate doing that in the spring. Any recommended sizes for clubs that is 4 feet 4 inches? Yes, we have the U.S. Kids measuring board here. So any kid that comes here gets put up against that board. 4 feet 4. That is 48 inches, 52 inches. So the 52-inch kid is in the orange set for US kids. Do I have that in used? I'm not sure. I know I have it new. It's on the floor. But we do have clubs for kids that are 4 feet 4 inches tall here. I would just recommend not just going out and buying something at Dick's Sporting Goods either. Um, it's a bummer when a parent spends $250, $300 on a new set of clubs, and we have to tell them, listen, this set of clubs is way too long for your kid. I know you want them to grow into it, but it's too long. It's going to impair their learning. So come see us first, and then maybe if we don't have it here or if it's too pricey or we don't have the used set, we'll tell you exactly what to buy elsewhere. Do the coaches use any tools for practice, apps or physical devices? Uh, I know Coach Alex does, that's for sure. He's a very technologically savvy guy. I know that once in a while we'll bring the TrackMan out there for the teams when we're running competitions or if I really want to dig deep into one of the kids' swings. Those are two devices. Alex, anything, are you going to be using OnForm this year in PGA Junior League or anything else?
I don't know. I don't have on form. I think a couple of other coaches have on form. I have a Sportsbox AI.
Oh, sports bucks, yeah.
Maybe, probably if we do use any tech, probably just launch monitors.
We definitely will have the launch monitor out there for Coach John's team. I know that. That's my baby. Um, any other questions? I don't see any questions coming through the chat board. I appreciate that you guys carving out time here this evening. I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube before I leave the office tonight. And like I had said earlier, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And if you have questions for your individual coach that is assigned in the app, feel free to start using that messaging. If your coach doesn't get back to you soon enough, they may be having a technical glitch. Give them a second or contact me and I'll get in their ear. Thank you guys all for taking the time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.